Hey YouTube, Jack from Curious Culture, and today I'd like to talk about a few topics including collective consciousness, spirituality, and mental health from what I observe in this current world. Uh, so the first point, so I'll be reading off my laptop, so I've done a fair bit of writing. The first point I'd like to make is that it seems like it's super important to just view people as unique and imperfect, and that's natural. No one person on this planet is perfect. I am noticing a rise in breathwork in the world, especially in the Western world. I am inspired by Gaz Wright's breathwork movement and strongly believe that if our society as a collective can work towards being more accepting and ultimately realistic about each other, then this will create a strong fundamental and needed shift in our understanding of mental health and just what it means to be any person. Because when I say mental health, a lot of people think, oh, the category of the people that have mental health issues, which is something that a lot of people like to tuck away and think, oh, yeah, we don't want to think about that. Like it's, because there's still stigma and people need to be more comfortable with mental health. I've noticed in support work, so I'm a mental health support worker, that in office environments, some people try really hard to be perfectly nice and professional. These environments have an underlying vibe of you must put aside your authentic mood from the weekend and perform perfectly and robotically in the office. You must hide your shame at all costs of not being seen as perfect. So what happens is the reality is that we're not always in a great mood and you're expected to look perfect. This isn't always the case, but it can be, and yeah, so that's my point. I see genuinely kind people in these environments and feel for them and wish they'd be able to relax more. A big ripple in the collective consciousness is the commonality of people with childhood traumas. A lot of triggers in environments as adults can bring about emotions from childhood that can keep people feeling limited and small into their adult life. I remember being in a social circle when I was like, 10 years old or 8 years old or something like that. And it was overwhelming trying to read a book in front of everyone. What could happen is that like that's nothing compared to a child being bullied. So when someone's bullied, the shame, the desire to not be seen as vulnerable because of the judgment and when someone's bullied, as a child, they don't often have the resources as a, say, 20-year-old brown belt in karate, They don't have the life experience or the resources to see themselves as a confident, capable person to handle those situations. And what I think about childhood bullying is that, and childhood trauma that is unresolved, is that what I think I see in society now is everyone on Facebook is talking about, oh, this person's a narcissist and this one's a narcissist and whatever. Basically, like a big cause of narcissistic tendencies in people is that they were bullied as a child or some sort of trauma where they never want to feel that vulnerability again, so they create this ego structure of trying to be superior, trying to be right all the time, to be seen as the most intelligent, and yeah, these other ego dynamics, patterns in the person. And then there's people that had a more kind upbringing, and maybe they more strongly believe that the world is full of loving people, and so they're more, but they can also lack their own self-esteem, so then they latch on to the bravado that the narcissistic people project, and then the codependence vulnerabilities get triggered by the narcissistic person, because the narcissistic person doesn't fully trust anyone, commonly. So therefore, people then get frustrated by others, like saying, oh, you know, this person's narcissistic, and well, it's like, well, that person really lacked the true connection with others that you didn't get, or that you got, sorry. And so their emotional development has been stunted at certain ages, and it's very hard for them to be able to face the healing, and to let go of all those blocked emotions. But what I imagine in my mind when I think of like a narcissist who's being called on their behaviour is that they're like that 8-year-old self, like that I was, but in a far stronger reaction sort of sense. Is that the emotions overpower them, of the shame and not being able to show vulnerability and all that. So therefore, it's so hard for them to change, and they really don't want to. So there's a lot of learning, if you want to learn how to deal with people with trauma, about how it's not about you. It's about their unresolved issues, and this can actually create you're okay with having space, which is often needed, and then B, some compassion, but also learning about your boundaries and how to have better boundaries from these people. So these people can ultimately tell you a lot, teach you a lot, and if you can get so strong in yourself and positive that you can have positive thoughts towards them, perhaps you actually contribute in a subtle way towards their growth. You know, if you believe in sort of Buddhist practices of sending people loving kindness and metta, all that sort of thing, then having positive thoughts towards someone, they might be going about their day and they're like, oh, I feel good about that person that I didn't get along with in the past. Oh, maybe I can actually connect with people. And it kind of has to be that quiet acknowledgement in themselves to have change. So yeah, a lot of triggers and environments as adults can bring about emotions from childhood. They can keep people feeling limited and small into their adult life. What I like about the rise in mental health services and breathwork is that people are starting to let go of the attitudes around mental health, etc., that create disconnection. What people need is it's like there is no shame in processing stuck emotions. Like, it's just stupid that there's judgment around it, but I can't judge as well because I know how hard it is to unravel your patterns and bring awareness to things, so it's totally understandable. But I really want to see this change, and I'm excited about it. We can feel so much beauty in our connection with others, but in observing this world a lot, I see that there's a lot of promotion of ideals that keep people anxious about whether they're actually reaching them or not. I don't mean to say that there shouldn't be effort towards any goal or anything like that. It's great to think of a vision and pursue it. And this actually strengthens my initial point, because I do believe more and more that by living intuitively, we align ourselves with our soul's mission, or spirit, or God's path, etc., whatever you'd like to call it. I have been feeling great today, not quite perfect in how I feel, but very good. I want to be a student of life and go with the flow of the moment in my life and trust in the signs. I really like Nujabe's music, and I think one of his songs was like listening to the signs. So I feel like when you're feeling good and you're flying with your day well, Like I walk into this office today and it feels good there, and then I look to the right and there's a massage sign, and I'm like, oh, it's just, I don't know, little things like that. And then yesterday I come out of a massage place and then there's this amazing car, and it feels like, I'm doing this massage course and it's like there's the abundance there to tap into. I lived with someone who was a yoga teacher and a massage therapist, and she said, look, things are in the stars, so the possibilities are there for things you can aim towards in life, but it's like, if we choose to answer the call and pursue it. So yes, they're there, but we must take the steps in the present and flow. So I strongly believe that there is a flow in life, a rhythm that we can align with to feel our best and on our path. Years ago, I was in a dark place mentally, and when I decided to open up to someone close to me, it was an expression of a yearning for work that means a lot to me. This has materialised as support work in my life, which very much feels like a foundation to me, and things like doing these videos feel like an extension of that. I was told by a psychic reader that I think is quite a good one, that I need to be patient. This initially felt like, what a weight to carry, trying to be patient in my life. But as I do things in my life to feel good and in the flow, I realise that there is a pleasant flow to my life where I get these nice insights into my life as I go along, and trust that life is unfolding for me and my growth. This has come from sitting with and contemplating what patience really means. We need to be present and trust. We can make up all kinds of hypotheticals in our minds, but what is happening is what is in front of us, and we must take steps with what we've got and realise that what we've got and can work with is what we need to keep progressing on our individual and unique paths to find that inspiration to share with others. Lots of little things each day can boost this, like all the interactions with others. When you're in the positive flow, you have confidence that your positive thoughts are attracting more and more good into your life. And that's the magic of the law of attraction. So I hope you've gained something positive from this video, as that has been my intention in creating this content. And it's awesome when you're having a positive day, and sometimes all you need is to listen to that sense of like, oh, I need to go to the heated pool, I need to go get that massage, I need to talk to that friend, to then spark yourself to get back on that positive path. And then just more and more things come from that, because I don't know, there's like a domino effect sometimes. And I hope you've gained something positive, and hope you have a great day. Thank you.